Welcome back to our online video tutorial. I hope you are great today. I am your science teacher, Teacher Roman. Before we start, make sure that you have the following materials with you: your book, notebook, pen, and a highlighter. I guess you are ready. Let's get started. Last time, we've studied about light energy. We compared it to sound because they both travel as waves. We also discussed that there are many sources of light on Earth. Some of these are the sunlight, bioluminescence, and campfire. Next, we've learned that visible light spectrum is made up of waves with different wavelengths and frequencies. We likewise discussed that white light can be separated into different wavelengths by a piece of glass called prism. Lastly, we've learned that when light interacts with matter, refraction, reflection, and absorption may take place. Today, I have assigned my little campers a task, which is to create a campfire. Let's spy here and see whether they did it. Can you see the fire next to Mark and Sarah? Good job for them. They did it. I am so proud of them because they are very dependable. But kids, reminder, don't make or play a fire. It's dangerous. Jean, Sarah, and Mark are trained campers. They underwent training before they are permitted to make a campfire. It's already night. Jean goes near the fire. What do you think is the purpose of the campfire for the little campers? Very good. The campfire is made to provide heat for them at night. Those illustrations are actually related to our topic for today, which is all about heat. The objectives of this session is first, define heat and thermal energy. Next, to identify and explain different forms of heat transfer. Then, to understand how heat is transferred. And finally, cite some applications of heat transfer. The picture here shows a boiling water. Whenever we see a boiling water, we can observe some steam above it. It is an illustration of random movement of particles in matter. This is called thermal energy. If you try to put your hands above the boiling water, you will definitely feel hot. It is because of heat. We define heat as the transfer of thermal energy between matter of different temperature. Notice that in this example, you can say that thermal energy is being transferred from the boiling water, which is hot, to your hands, which is cold. The transfer of thermal energy happens because the boiling water and your hands have different temperature. But what causes the particles and steam to move? Awesome answer! There must be an energy. Since we are talking here about heat, there must be a heat source. Heat source is defined as anything that gives off energy that particles of matter can take in. Example of this are fire and sunlight. Let us now watch and observe this experiment.
You will explore how the temperature of the water changes in one cup of warm water and in another cup of very cold water. Look at the two cups and note what the starting temperature of each is. For the next 10 minutes, observe the temperature in each cup as each minute passes.
What happened to the temperature of warm and cold water? Good job! The warm water cooled because the mercury in the thermometer went down, and the cold water warmed because the mercury on it has risen. Notice that both temperatures stops at 18 degrees Celsius. It shows that when the object has the same temperature, the heat transfer stops. Remember, the thermal energy flows from a hotter place to a cooler place. Let's try to figure it out by drawing arrows on this picture to show the transfer of heat. Can you tell where should we start to draw an arrow? Alright, we have to draw an arrow first on the coffee. Then, draw another arrow on the spoon. Since the coffee is hotter than the spoon, the heat flows from the coffee to the spoon. Let's now discuss the different types of heat transfer. Have you noticed that when you go to bed at night, your pillow is cold? But when you wake up in the morning, it becomes hot. This is an example of heat transfer called convection. Convection is the transfer of heat that occurs when one thing touches the other. Your body is a source of heat. It is hotter than pillow, the reason why the heat moves from your body to the pillow. Take note that your body touches the pillow or has a direct contact on it. Therefore, if an object has a direct contact to a source of heat, it is a conduction. What do you think is common among these pictures? You're amazing! These pictures show conduction. The hen gives heat directly to the eggs, and the spoon has a direct contact with the source of heat, which is the coffee. Some objects conduct heat and some are not. Objects that allow heat transfer by conduction is called conductor. Examples of this are metals like your spoon and fork. Let us now visualize how conduction works in metals. In this illustration, a metal bar is heated up. As time passes by, the heat from the fire energizes the atom, resulting to increase in vibration of the particles in metal. And finally, the vibration spreads throughout the metal, heating up the entire bar. You may notice your mom or your dad when they are cooking. They use a wooden spoon or a plastic one. Plastics and wooden objects are examples of insulators. Insulators are those objects which do not allow the flow of heat from a particle to another particle. We can see the application of conduction in an electric kettle. The metal inside it is connected to the source of electricity, which is the source of heat. The metal transfers heat to the water, causing it to boil. Insulators are used to cool down the temperature of our houses. Have you noticed during the summer when you enter your home? You feel colder than outside, right? Well, that's because of the insulators on the wall of your houses. The next type of heat transfer is called convection. It is the transfer of thermal energy as matter moves. Usually, it happens in fluids. Fluid is substance that flow. These are therefore the liquid and gas. Examples of this are the circulation of water when it boils, and the circulation of warm air and cold air in your living room. When the fluids circulate, The warm air or water will rise and the cold will sink. This creates the convection current. Convection currents on a large scale shape the weather, and even heating of Earth's atmosphere by the sun causes the currents that cover thousands of kilometers. These currents drive Earth's major wind patterns. Solids convect too. Over sufficient timescales, solids behave like fluids and convect. For example, Earth's mantle is entirely solid rock, but it convects, driving plate tectonics. Have you ever asked yourself why the freezer compartment is at the top of the fridge? It is actually a good application of convection. We know that cool air sinks and warm air rises. The freezer cools the air at the top. This cold air cools the food on the way down. Look at this picture. It seems that the kids are enjoying the heat of the sun, touching their skin while on the beach. This heat energy from the sun is called radiation, or sometimes called as a radiant energy. Radiation is an energy transfer through waves. Remember, there are no particles between the sun and the earth, so heat cannot travel by conduction or by convection. In this picture, you can see that the sun gives off radiation to the plants. It passes through the glass wall and ceilings, but the air is kept from escaping inside. Likewise, the ground warms the air above it. You can see here that convection also takes place. Which do you think is the arrow from the warm air? You're definitely correct. The red one. The blue one is for cool air that sinks. There are many other sources of heat around us. Fossil fuel is one of those. This includes coal, natural gas, and oil. When burned, this can be used as useful heat by people in their homes, schools, and other buildings. Which do you think should you wear during summer? Is it the black or white? Awesome answer! It must be the white. Objects that are black absorbs all the colors of visible light. When the light is absorbed, it becomes a form of heat. So during summer, it's better to wear a white shirt because it reflects the light, making you literally cool. Light can also be changed to heat using laser. Laser is a powerful beam of light. It is used to cut, drill, and bond materials. Doctors use laser to treat certain problems with the eye, the skin, and other organs. Solar panel is also a device that absorbs heat energy and converts it to heat. In a solar heat system, the sun's energy heats a liquid that flows from the solar panels. The heated liquid is pumped through pipes. It can then be used to heat homes and wash clothes. Friction occurs when two surfaces rub together. Scaling and rubbing hands are examples of activities that show friction. Let us now summarize our topic for today. In this lesson, we've learned that heat source is anything that gives off energy that particles of matter can take in. We've also discussed that thermal energy is an energy due to randomly moving particles that make up the matter. Further, we've learned that heat is the transfer of thermal energy between matter of different temperature. Last, we've discussed that there are three types of heat transfer, namely conduction, convection, and radiation. That's all for this lesson. For additional information and homeworks, don't forget to log into your Person Realize account. See you next time. Bye!